At the moment, everything is geared towards Saturday and the trip to Stoke City. I think we know what to expect. How are we preparing for it?
Well, we're preparing very well. The lads have applied themselves terrifically on the training ground this week. Obviously, we've worked on elements of Stoke's game that caused teams problems in the past, and we've been very studious in our approach this week. The lads have taken everything on board, but it's important that we play our stuff as well. So we're just trying to get that balance right between obviously knowing what Stoke are going to throw at us, on the other side of it knowing that what we've got to do.
I think there's a period of frustration at the moment. I think the general consensus is against Reading, if the game was 10 minutes longer, we'd probably won the match. Can you put your finger on what's not quite working at the moment?
It's the small little details. Obviously, we conceded another goal from a set piece on Saturday, which is, and we'd worked on that throughout the week, and that hurt us. So we were very disappointed on that aspect. We work very hard on looking at the opposition throughout the week. You know what they've done. I do it a lot with the pro zone guys, as do the two marks. We have a game plan when we're going into games, but unfortunately at this moment in time those small little details are hurting us and we end up chasing games. All credit to the boys, they came back, they fought hard. Reading, when you look at their physical stats and whatever, they're probably one of, if not the fittest team in the Premier League, and I thought that we did really well in that respect, coming back at them so strongly. I agree with you that if the game would have gone on a little bit longer, then we were the more likely winners, but at the end of the day, we just can't keep giving teams this 1-goal start or 2-goal start in games, and let's hope that we can start on a positive note on Saturday.
I often see you around the training ground speaking individually with players, having little chats with them here or there. What's the general mood?
Well, obviously the lads are lacking in a little bit of confidence. I'd be wrong if I didn't say that. But, they're determined to turn it around. They're as disappointed as any of us. We weren't expected to be in this position. We are in this position. The way you do it is you talk to each other. You look at instances in the game. You try and pass your knowledge and experience onto players, but also make sure that you're working at those deficiencies that we're showing in our game. And that's what we're doing. The players are taking it on board. They're working really hard on the training field. And as a group, we're determined to turn this around.
Mark Bowen said this week that the management team had a frank meeting with the players and demanded them to be a little bit more angry and to be more demanding of one another. What's the reaction been to that meeting?
No, very positive. I think that as a player, we have that many different cultures in the dressing room now, and I think it's important that we get to know one another, quicker than what we have done. We've worked hard on bringing the group together, but I think that like Mark had said, we need to be more demanding of each other, and if somebody isn't doing their job, then to tell them, and that's what we're really all about. I think that we've been too nice with one another, too frightened to pull people out in terms of on the field, if you're not doing your job properly. And football, if you win your individual battles on a football field, then invariably you'll win the game. And unfortunately, at times we haven't done that, and that's seen us in the position we are. And one of the things about the British game that all cultures, all nationalities, or whatever, have to accept is, in Britain, in the English Premier League, you have to win them battles first. And that doesn't matter who you are. Sir Alex Ferguson, I've had the pleasure of working with Arsene Wenger, he says exactly the same. They have this saying that Arsenal plays pretty football. I'm telling you that first and foremost, he wants his teams to win the battle.
And you speak of that battle, it'll be a very physical battle at the Britannia. How do you feel the players who aren't used to the English Premier League will cope with that challenge?
Listen, it's a new experience for them, but we've been preparing them all week for that. We saw Tony Pulis on Monday night actually at the West Brom Southampton game. We had a little bit of a giggle about it. But listen, Stoke are a proper English Premier League team, and we know it's going to be really difficult. They've done fantastically well, and listen, the game is about dealing with all sorts of styles. They have some very good players as well. People lose that fact. They do. They have some very good players with a lot of experience, and we know we're going to be in for a really hard game. What we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we implement our game plan better than what we have been doing, and hopefully that'll see us come away with some points.